What's going on, guys? Auzio here, and welcome back to a brand new video, and welcome back to the Team of the Week 16 predictions. Now, this Team of the Week is going to be quite interesting, simply because there's going to be absolutely no Premier League players involved in this Team of the Week, because majority of the Premier League teams ended up playing the FA Cup, and the FA Cup does not count towards the Team of the Week, which is obviously insanely disappointing, because there would have been a few players that would obviously slide in there, but we are not going to see anyone from the Premier League in this current Team of the Week. Either way, let's get into the first one, and we are going to see Lionel Messi himself. Lionel Messi grabbing himself 2 goals and a 9.3 rating. Now, there was a lot of leagues that actually ended up playing 2 games in the league, and Lionel Messi was obviously one of them, scoring 2 goals in one game and 2 goals in another game, counting towards 4 goals for the week. So if we was obviously counting, 2 goals and 2 goals, 4 goals, he would obviously be guaranteed. But it's only for 1 game performances, which means 2 goals and a 9.3 rating, I believe should be enough for a Team of the Week, but he might not actually end up getting one because of Team of the Year. Team of the Year is just around the corner. So if EA don't end up giving this guy a Team of the Week, we know for a fact that Team of the Year is literally rather going to be next week or the week after that. It's simple as that. But yeah, we all want Lionel Messi in this Team of the Week because Ronaldo was in the last one, and we all know the Ronaldo hype, right? As soon as Ronaldo's in Team of the Week, everyone gets excited. It's the same excitement for Lionel Messi, as simple as that. Moving over, we are going to see Memphis Depay. Now, Memphis Depay has the same overall for his Moments card, but I believe his Moments card has slightly better stats still. Now, he ended up grabbing himself 2 goals and a 9.0 rating, with obviously the man of match performance as well. But look at this guy's stats. Like, seriously, 88 pace, 85 dribbling, 85 shooting, 85 passing, and 82 physicals as well. He wouldn't be too bad of a card if you end up getting him in like a, in a red player pick, in one of those player picks, because if you have this guy untradeable, and if he doesn't fit in your team, you play him on the bench, he's still going to be good. He's still going to come onto that pitch and cause a little bit of damage with those cheeky 5-star skill moves. But yeah, he's definitely a card that I would love to see in the Team of the Week. Moving over to Volland, a guy that the last time I saw him, he was in the centre-back position with his foot freeze card. And trust me, it was not that bad of a card. A lot of people didn't like the foot freeze card, but for me personally, I actually felt like it was pretty decent. Now, he grabbed himself a goal, 2 assists, and a 9.0 rating. The thing with Volland is, he hasn't got a lot of pace, which means it doesn't really fit the FIFA 21 meta. If you are a person that doesn't need pace, then go ahead and get Volland. He'll probably be a pretty good player for you, right? Because he's got one hell of a shot to his game. His dribbling is obviously going to be pretty decent, and he's got a little bit of physicals as well. Little bit, 89. Interesting. Either way, Volland's going to be a card that rather gets used in people's teams, or he's going to probably be one of those cards that gets used as SPC fodder. There's literally going to be no in between. So moving over to the next guy, we are going to see Yen Nasari, I believe is how you pronounce him. 3 goals, a 9.7 rating, and a huge game to score 3 goals in, because this guy ended up turning up on a big time show against Real Sociedad. And you might be thinking, right, Real Sociedad, that's not really that big of a game, Auzio. Well, Sevilla is, I believe it's 1 spot below Real Sociedad. So in the league, it's a very, very big game because they need to try to obviously overtake them. And them, obviously, with grabbing that little cheeky win, could get a little bit closer to, the league title. Let's just say that. But either way, your boy did turn up on a big stage, scoring himself a hat-trick. How usable does he look in FIFA? He looks alright. Let's all be fair, right? Let's not be too harsh, right? 81 shooting is good. 80 dribbling is good. 80 physicals is good. The passing looks absolutely terrible, but the pace is going to be the biggest problem when it comes down to this card. Moving over to Morales. Now, Morales is an interesting card because it's rather him that gets it, or it's Ryan Kent that gets it. Boys, Kent is on form. We all remember what happened last year, right, with Ryan Kent. We all have the memories where that guy was running down the line and there was no chance of stopping him. Every time that guy would get in behind, you might as well put down the controller because he's pretty much going to be a guaranteed goal. But yeah, Ryan Kent also grabbed himself 2 assists in this game, but I believe Morales will most likely get it because he ended up scoring the 2 goals and ended up getting himself the man of match performance as well. Once again, looks like a pretty decent card. The 90 physicals look absolutely outrageous. The pace looks obviously really good as well. The shooting doesn't look too bad, but it's definitely the dribbling that does need to be upgraded on this card. Moving over to Anachu. Now, Anachu grabbed himself 3 goals in a 9.7 rating performance, also scoring 3 of the 6 goals his team actually ended up scoring. But he doesn't really look that good. Let's all be fair, right? He doesn't come from a great league. He doesn't come from, he doesn't come from a great club for obviously the links and stuff like that. So The real question is, this card will be probably one of those cards that you get in player picks if he actually ends up getting into the team of the week, which is obviously going to be disappointing because you don't really want to see this guy pop up in the player picks. Moving over to Dimitrov, I believe is how you pronounce him. 1 goal, 2 assists, and an 8.9 rating for his performance as well. 74 pace, 74 dribbling, and 80 shooting. Definitely a card I'm not going to go near. But either way, his team did end up scoring 6 goals as well. Same as obviously Onachu. But this guy actually scoring only a single goal and obviously grabbing the 2 assists. He definitely deserves to be in team of the week, and I'm hoping he actually is. Moving over to GRIEZMANN. Now, GRIEZMANN turning up against Granada. 2 goals, 1 assist, a 9.2 rating, and the second Barcelona player we have seen in here. Lionel Messi obviously being the first one, and GRIEZMANN being the second one. They're 2 different completely games, by the way. GRIEZMANN obviously against Granada, and Lionel Messi, I believe it was against Celta Vigo. Either way, 81 pace, 91 dribbling, 87 shooting, 86 passing with the 75 physical. Obviously, GRIEZMANN is not looking like a bad card, and this could end up being, he's obviously second in form. Moving over to Harit. Now, an interesting fact about this game was the fact that Harit ended up scoring himself a goal, 3 assists, and a 9.7 rating, okay? But the Schalke striker ended up scoring a hat-trick. But the reason I'm not going to give it to the Schalke striker is because the Schalke striker, Matthew Hope, is literally not in the game. How can a Schalke striker not be in Ultimate Team? Literally doesn't make sense. But either way, that guy scored a hat-trick, but he literally cannot get in Team of the Week. So Harit is pretty much guaranteed to get it. But still, he had an amazing performance, so he definitely does deserve it. How usable does he look in FIFA? The dribbling is obviously really, really good, but that's pretty much it. Like, you look at the pace and you think to yourself, 76 pace for a winger? Bit questionable, let's all be fair. Definitely not going to go in my Bundesliga team. Let's just say that. Moving over to Gosens, another guy that had a foot freeze in that centre-back position. And it was another player that wasn't actually too bad in the centre-back position. But either way, he grabbed himself a goal, an assist, and an 8.5 rating. Looking like a pretty decent card, I must say. 85 pace is obviously pretty decent for a winger. 76 shooting is not too bad. 80 passing, 82 physical, 79 defending with the 79 dribbling. Now, the real question is, do you actually play this guy in that left mid position? Or are you going to play this guy in like a centre mid position? Because I know a lot of people tend to obviously grab like a left mid if they have good enough defending stats and just put him into like a centre mid or CDM position. So he would definitely be an interesting card if he ends up getting one to obviously give a cheeky review on, just to see how good he really is. Moving over to Hoffman. Now, Hoffman, what a game for him. What a game. 2 goals, 1 assist, a 9.2 rating. A big game performance against Bayern. Ended up beating him 3-2, and obviously Hoffman was involved in every single goal. 77 pace, questionable. Very, very questionable, especially for a left mid card, but he definitely deserves to be in this team of the week, and I am hoping he is going to be in it. So looking at the next guy here, we are going to see Sancho. We all remember this guy's Rule Breakers card. He was a pretty decent card, right? But he's been on one hell of a performance, because I believe he was in the past team of the week predictions, or he was in a week before that. He was in one of them, but either way, he grabbed himself a goal, an assist, and a 9.1 rating as well. Marco Reus also grabbed himself 2 assists in the same game, and Haaland also grabbed himself 2 goals in the same game. But because Sancho ended up getting himself the man of the match performance, I reckon it will be Sancho. Now, how usable does he look in FIFA? Obviously, the dribbling is insane, right? The passing is pretty good as well. But I'm going to tell you right now, you might as well go ahead and get the Rule Breakers card, because the Rule Breakers card is clearly better than this Inform card. And I'm hoping they do upgrade his pace on this card, especially by a decent amount, and they don't just put it as 84. Moving over to LARIN. Now, LARIN grabbed himself 4 goals. When was the last time we saw a player grab 4 goals in a single game? But he didn't just do that. He also grabbed himself that cheeky assist as well, just to top it off. Grabbing himself a 9.7 rating, and 100% deserves to be in this team of the week. Now, how usable does he look in this game? Questionable. He's got the physicals, without a doubt, right? He's got the physicals to his game, but everything else is going to be a little bit of a struggle. So I really doubt this guy will be making anyone's team anytime soon. So moving over to the next guy, we are going to see Belhanda. Now, Belhanda grabbed himself a hat-trick and a 9.7 rating. This is like, what, like the second, third player that we saw grab more than 3+ goals? Like, what is happening? We don't see these many hat-tricks very, very often, and we especially don't see the 4 goals that we just saw. We never see that. But either way, Belhanda grabbing himself the 3 goals with an amazing performance. He looks good. When it comes down to, obviously, FIFA 21, when it comes down to his FIFA 21 card, like, the dribbling is nice, the passing is nice, the pace and shooting is a bit low, but for a cam, it's not actually too bad. But once again, nationality links is obviously not the greatest, and you got the league that is, you know, not great. So if you're trying to get this guy into your team, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle, but he's an 82 overall, so for a red player pick, it wouldn't obviously be too bad, but you definitely do not want to see this guy pop up, because if you do, it's just going to be a waste of, you know, a waste of a spot that you could have got a cheeky Lionel Messi in that space. So looking on to our next player here, we are going to see Pereiro grabbing himself a goal, an assist, and an 8.8 rating to top it off. Now, the interesting thing about this Villarreal game is the fact that 2 players could have been in this team of the week. Pereiro obviously being one of them, and Moreno being the other player. But the thing is, with Moreno, he recently got himself a team of the week, which means he literally cannot be in this team of the week, which means Pereiro is going to be the player that's most likely going to take it. Either way, he looks decent in FIFA. It doesn't look insane. Like, the passing looks ridiculously good, right? The shooting looks ridiculously good, and the dribbling doesn't seem too bad. But the pace, the defending, and the physicals, and I don't know about you, but I'm definitely not going to use this card in a cam position because it's a no-go for me personally. But either way, Pereiro, I feel like he's going to be one of those players that probably gets used as like SBC fodder. I feel like he gets used as SBC fodder every single year this guy gets in forms. He's an 87 overall now if he ends up getting the team of the week, which means you can obviously put that 87 in form into like an icon SBC and get yourself a little cheeky Kaka, get yourself a little cheeky Michael Owen, you know, one of those players. But yeah, I really doubt I'll probably see Pereiro into a lot of people's teams. Moving over to our first defender, we are going to see Danilo grab himself a goal, an assist, and an 8.5 rating as well. He's one of those cards that, yeah, he could obviously become a pretty decent card, but that's if EA actually give him like a really, really good special item, like a throwback card or like a moments card or anything like that, right? We need this guy's pace to be increased because he's got good links. Let's all be fair. He has some decent links around him when it comes down to obviously Juventus. It's just we need this guy to obviously get better, because if he doesn't get better, I really can't see anyone using a fullback with 72 pace, knowing how important pace is this year. We see literally people putting right backs, left backs into a centre back position just because of how useful pace is in that centre back position. So a player that has 72 pace is not going to be that useful, but he's not obviously a terrible card. Moving over to our first silver, we are going to see Thompson. Now, Thompson grabbed himself 3 assists in a left back position. What a performance he had with a 9.3 rating to top it off. But if you're looking at this card, right, let's all be fair. He doesn't look like a bad silver card. Let's say that straight up, okay? He does not look like a bad silver card, but he's literally just got pace to his game. This guy is going to be running fast as hell. If you want someone to catch up to players, boom, you got yourself Thompson. I believe it's in the League 1 as well. Either way, he doesn't look like an insane card, but I definitely feel like he does deserve to be in this team of the week. Moving over to Thompson, and it is going to be our first centre-back. We are going to see him grab 2 goals, and it wasn't from penalties. Because on a lot of people, when they see a centre-back grab themselves like 2 goals or 3 goals, they think to themselves, right, he probably took a penalty or something like that. No, he didn't take a single penalty, and he scored 2 goals, which is pretty impressive. But let's all be fair, boys, right? You might be getting your 9.0 rating, you might be getting your 2 goals, and you might deserve to be in team of the week. But ain't no one using a person of 41 pace. That's just not going to happen. As I said previously, people are using right backs and left backs in the centre back position. Why would anyone sit there and say to themselves, right, a 41 pace centre back in FIFA 21 is going to be a fantastic idea? That's just not going to come out of anyone's mouth, let's all be fair. But he definitely deserves to be into the team of the week. So moving over to our other centre-back, we are going to see Mohr. I was literally disrespecting Thomas a minute ago about his pace. How was our other centre-back going to have worse pace? How was this even going to be possible? Either way, 1 goal, 1 assist, and 8.4 rating. The interesting thing about this game was the fact that he was a sub. He came on the 46th minute and scored himself a goal and an assist as a centre-back. That just doesn't happen very often. But you're going to get the same situation you're going to have with Thomas, right? Yeah, you might be good at defending. Yeah, you might have a bit of physicals to your game. But 40 pace? Yeah. That's a no-go for me personally. Moving over, we are going to see Szczesny, and it is going to be a first goalkeeper. Szczesny with an outstanding performance against AC Milan. A big game performance, saying that AC Milan are literally top of the table. 8 saves, 8 diving saves to top it off. 8.1 rating, but a beautiful card that I feel like is going to fit into a lot of people's teams. Moving over to Odero. Now, Odero grabbing himself 6 saves and an 8.2 rating. So, 2 Serie A goalkeepers in 2 big games as well. Szczesny, as I said, against AC Milan, but Odero against Inter Milan. Sampdoria winning that game 2-1, while Odero grabbing himself a little cheeky penalty save as well. And we're moving over to our first Silver Star prediction, and it is going to be Pedri, the third Barcelona player in this Team of the Week predictions. Now, the only reason, or the only way Pedri will end up getting Silver Stars is if Lionel Messi does not get into the Team of the Week. So if you see no Lionel Messi in the Team of the Week, Pedri will most likely be the Silver Star. But for me personally, if I see Lionel Messi in that Team of the Week, he will most likely not be the Silver Star. But he definitely does deserve it, because in the same game as Lionel Messi's grabbing himself 2 goals, he scored himself a single goal, a single assist, and an 8.8 rating. It was an absolutely unbelievable performance. He doesn't look insanely usable, let's all be fair, right? He's more of a player that's going to play probably in a cam position, because 54 defending and 62 physicals in a centre mid or even a CDM position is probably going to be a no-go for me. But I definitely see this guy probably being the Silver Star. But I hope you guys did enjoy Team of the Week predictions. If you did, make sure to leave a like, make sure to leave a comment. But for now, peace.